What's going on, guys? My name is Matt and it's finally happened. The cryptocurrency mining bubble has burst, demand for graphics cards has decreased, and in turn the prices of GPUs have dropped significantly. Right now, if you're willing to go used, then you can get some insane value for the money. Because of all this, I decided to do some research and put together a used GPU buyer's guide telling you the best value for the money GPUs to buy, what prices you should pay for them, and tips on getting the best deal. Just a heads up to my international viewers, this will pretty much only pertain to US shoppers as I'm really not in tune with the international markets. The main buying platform we're going to focus on today is eBay. I think eBay is one of the best places to buy used hardware for a number of reasons. One is the sheer volume of items being sold. Two is the ability to easily track prices. And three, the most important one, is buyer protection. Unlike a site like Craigslist, if someone sends you a broken item or the item's not as described in the listing in any way, then the seller's required to give you your money back. In the vast majority of cases, eBay sides with the buyer, making eBay a great place to buy items. Now, here's the thing. Buying used graphics cards or PC hardware in general is a very polarizing topic. With new cards, you get a warranty but are paying a hefty premium over used cards. With this being said, in my anecdotal experience, I've never had a used GPU fail on me, and generally a GPU will become irrelevant performance-wise far before it dies. In the first part of this video, I'm going to tell you what GPUs to buy, ranging from around $75 all the way up to around the $300 price mark. Then in the second part of this video, I'll give you tips on how to search for items and how to get the best deal possible. The way I found what cards were giving the best value and the average selling price is I searched the item I was looking for, selected the sold items option, which gives you a list of all the recently sold listings and how much they sold for. I did this for a dozen or so GPUs to find which ones were providing the best value at various price points. I started at around the $75 price point, as going below that seemed to see a pretty big dip in price to performance, but if you can find something like a 2GB HD 7850 or GTX 660 for under $50 and are on a tight budget, those could be good options. So the first GPU on this list is the GTX 770, which can pretty easily be found for around $75 to $85. For that price, you're getting close to the GTX 1050 Ti level of performance for significantly less. And keep in mind, buying a new card at this price would get you a GDDR5 GT 1030, which would get absolutely trounced performance-wise by a GTX 770. If you can get this card for under $80 shipped, I would say go for it, as it's a great value for the money. And I actually found one, buy it now, for $75 that I picked up and will be using in a future budget build. Moving up a little bit in price, if you can spend $120 to $130, then you can get an RX 484GB, which at that price is a great value for the money and would be great to pair with a budget FreeSync monitor. If you can find one of these for under $125, then I would say go for it. I've even seen new open box RX 480s going for as little as $110 shipped. Buy it now, so deals on these cards are available. All you have to do is look. Moving up in price to the $160 to $170 range, there are a number of options that provide a good value for the money. The first is the GTX 1066GB. If you can pick one of these up for around this price point, then you're getting a relatively new card that will provide really good value for the money. The second card at this price point is the GTX 980, which can slightly outpace the 1066GB, especially when overclocked, but is older and does use more power. The third card at this price point is one that is harder to find, but if you can get one at this price range, which they have been selling for, then I would highly recommend getting an R9 Fury. These for $170 are an amazing value. Moving up in price a fair bit more, if you're willing to spend $225 to $250 on a graphics card, then you can pretty easily get a GTX 1070 for that price. The average price of the GTX 1070 on eBay right now is right around $250, with a number of them selling for right around $200, which for that price is an absolute steal. If you can find one for around the $235 price point ship, then I would say go for it, as the value here is incredible. And finally, for the last GPU on the list is actually the GTX 1070 Ti. On average, the 1070 Ti is going for over $50 less than the GTX 1080, and when it's overclocked, it rivals the performance of most stock 1080s, with a lot of them selling in the range of $310 to $330. These cards are giving you a great value for high resolution or high refresh rate gaming, and if it's worth anything, I've been using a GTX 1070 Ti in my personal rig for many months and have never once regretted it. So that's my list for the best price to performance used GPUs right now, but the video is not over. Now I'm going to tell you how to get the best deal on these cards. One way is with buy it now, and one way is with auctions. But before you buy any cards, make sure to set up an eBay account so when you find the right one, you're ready to bid or buy. Well, auctions generally are going to give you the best deals. Every once in a while you can find a great buy it now price, but these get snagged up very quick if they're a good deal. To get a good buy it now deal, the best thing to do is check frequently. Search for the item you want, filter for only buy it now listings, and organize it for price and shipping lowest first. If you find a card you want and it's a good deal, go ahead and get it, as it could sell at any minute. One thing to watch out for is some listings are for non-working parts only units, and you can filter these out in the sidebar. For auctions, things get a little more complicated. Again, you're going to want to check frequently, search for the item you want, filter for only auctions, and select time ending soonest. Generally, you don't want to follow an auction early, as the price could spike up over your budget well before it ends. You should be looking at listings that end within the next 24 hours that are below your budget. The more awkward the ending time of an auction, the more likely you are to get a good deal. For example, a graphics card auction that ends on a Sunday afternoon will on average sell for much more than an auction of the same item that ends on a Wednesday at 3 a.m. So if you are willing to and able to bid on listings at weird times, then your chances of getting a good deal are high. When you find a listing you want to bid on, don't bid right away. Know the highest price you're willing to pay for it. When the auction is within 30 seconds of ending, enter the max amount you're willing to pay for it. eBay will automatically... Hey guys, this is Editing Matt. Video Matt didn't do a great job explaining eBay's bidding process, so I'm here to re-explain it. In eBay's own words, they have what's called automatic bidding. You enter the highest price you're willing to pay, and eBay will automatically bid for you in small increments. If you're outbid, they'll notify you so you can either pass on the listing or increase your max bid. If you're outbid immediately, that means someone with automatic bidding had a higher max bid than the max bid you entered. Also, the increments eBay will automatically increase your bid by vary based on the current highest bid on the item. Hope this makes sense. Editing Matt out. A little complicated, I know, but if you enter the most you're willing to pay for the item 30 seconds or less than when the bidding ends, then you're guaranteed to either get the item for less than your max bid or lose the auction because the price went over your budget. Which is fine, as there will be many more auctions, and if you were persistent, then you're sure to eventually get the card you want at the price that's in your budget. Like I said before, if you're unsure of how much to pay for a specific item, you can look at the sold listings within eBay to see the average price of cards being sold and the lowest price they're going for. Also, I'm talking about graphics cards in this video, but this can be applied to any number of things you want to buy from eBay, so if you're willing to go used on other parts of your system, then these tips can be applied to that as well. So yeah guys, I think this wraps this video up. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up, as well as consider subscribing for more PC and tech related content in the future. And as always, this is Matt from Tech by Matt, signing out.